Michael was a different level, man. He's a different level of competitiveness, just sheer will to win. He changed the game. He changed the game. I mean, not just in one aspect, in many aspects, in every aspect of the game, he changed it. I played against some of the greatest players in the history of this game. Michael Jordan was one of those guys that lifted my ability to the next level. We enjoyed the competition with one another. We played very hard and fiercely against one another, but it was like you had two gentlemen going head to head. Michael Jordan and I wasn't just coming down the court getting dunks at the dunks. We found creative ways to score. I can't tell you the fun and the pleasure I had to play against him. You know, and Michael and I, we never really talked about those games. It was kind of an unspoken thing between us. You know, the respect level that we had was at a different level. I think I had a great game in Atlanta, and I remember going to Chicago. Michael walks into our locker room, and we're still in suit and tie. We haven't gotten dressed yet, and he walks in our locker room, suit and tie, and I was like, what are you doing coming in our locker room? And I ain't gonna say exactly what I said. And so he walked by me, he walked by Kevin Willis, and he got to Randy Whitman, he tapped him on his butt, and he said, lace him up, it's gonna be a long night. He got 60 that night. He got 60. And it was a very close game. I think it went down to the last shot in that game, but I think he proved his point.
And a beautiful view of the famous Chicago skyline. An appropriate dramatic setting for our game today at Chicago Stadium. Welcome everyone to Chicago. This is Kevin Harlan along with me, Clark Kellogg. And we've got David Aldridge joining us from the sidelines as we get set to watch the Atlanta Hawks go up against the Chicago Bulls. Clark, this should be a beauty.
You know, each of these teams, Kevin, has a guy who is in the running for the league lead in scoring. I'm, of course, talking about two guys that don't need introduction, Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins. Going to be a lot of fun watching these guys try to one-up each other offensively.
And Clark, beyond just Jordan and Wilkins, plenty of other talented scorers on each of these teams as well.
Kevin, you make a very good point. I mean, these are two impressive high-octane lineups, which I think could result in this score really getting run up in a hurry.
This should be one to remember. And out there for Atlanta, Spud Webb at the point with Doc Rivers at the 2. At the forward positions, Dominique Wilkins and Moses Malone. John Koncak will be at center. And starting things off for the Bulls, it's John Paxson at point guard with Michael Jordan also at the guard. Then Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant at the 3 and 4. The veteran, Bill Cartwright, in the middle.
Expectations are high for Jordan and Wilkins in this one. They're both exceptional scoring threats, and I know their teams are expecting each of them to be the difference makers out there as they try to get the W.
Now here's Jordan. And slam dunk by Jordan. With the Hawks here in his building, you can see the way Michael Jordan is approaching every possession, looking to make an impact. Here's Webb. Passes to Malone. Back to Webb. The pass to Wilkins. Fires from 18. Offensive rebound, Malone. Nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket.
Boy, his length, his persistence, his size. Moses was custom made to own the glass. Great offensive play right there.
The drive by Jordan and the dunk by Jordan.
Air Jordan lifting off, and the Hawks could do nothing about it.
Now Webb. You know, often, Clark, it's the team's respective leader who sets the tone for their whole squad.
You are correct, partner. So if Jordan or Wilkins can manage to get off to a hot start, that could spread to the other guys and get their whole team rolling early.
That's a good point. You know, Clark, in some ways, this game could come down to either Jordan's or Wilkins. And who scores the most? Outperforming the other could seal the game for their team.
And, Kevin, that's exactly what we'll be keeping a close eye on. Which one is leading in the point column? Because I agree the winner of that duel very well could decide this thing.
Oh, what a duel it's going to be. And so here is Chicago following the bucket by the Hawks. Jordan finds Pippen. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession. The two scoring leaders facing off, but to dig deeper, let's go to a guy who can dig as deep as any, David Aldridge. DA.
Thanks, guys. We know that Dominique and Jordan scoring will probably be the big story of the night, but there's a lot more to these guys' games that could affect the outcome. With Wilkins, we've seen a new focus from him on improving his rebounding, and as always, Jordan's defense can be just as impactful as his offense. Guys, back to you.
You know, David, that's an interesting point, and I think you're right. It's not just Clark about scoring tonight. It's got to be a multifaceted game. Wouldn't you agree?
I certainly would, Kevin. Limiting your opponent's touches and disrupting their shot attempts and their offensive flow, I think could be the real name of the game in this one. You just can't get it done with offense alone.
I know Jordan takes pride in his defense. We'll see if that's true tonight.
Yep, we'll keep an eye on that.
The number one objective, Clark, of this Bulls defense has to be limiting Dominique Wilkins' looks. They've got to contain that incredible scoring of his.
Kevin, you're all over it. Right on point. I mean, if Chicago can't disrupt his usual scoring, then they're in for a long night and some real trouble.
Some fresh competition, Clark, for the Bulls and Hawks in the league this year, with two expansion teams coming to the NBA in Orlando and Minnesota.
Exactly, Kevin. I mean, these teams are focused on the game at hand. That's pretty obvious, but this is a very interesting time for the NBA. A lot of new talent and a new landscape.
A lot of growing indeed.
One of the better defenders in this game, Grant, teeing off on that one.
Jordan, the pass to Cartwright. Back to Jordan. Shoots over Wilkins. And there's Jordan. That's good on the assist by Cartwright. All right, Clark, Wilkins and Jordan, a couple of talented one-on-one players who are both going to be seeking mismatches in this one.
And, you know, Kevin, if you're on either of these teams, you've got to be ready to come at Jordan and Wilkins defensively. Don't let them dictate things. Low-effort defense, not going to get it done because they'll take advantage of that fully.
Oof. And it's slammed in by Malone. Hey, Clark, something that could be a difference maker in this one is Moses Malone's dominance on the glass.
I agree. I mean, Chicago is going to have to fight extremely hard to beat Malone to rebounds. He's relentless in pursuing them, especially offensive boards. But limiting the Hawks' second chance points, I think, is essential for this Bulls team.
Good observation. Here's Rivers after the Bulls pick up two. Wilkins in the post, defended by Jordan.
You know, at the end of the day, size does matter, especially on the glass.
From deep, and again it's the Bulls from deep.
Jordan letting the Hawks know his range is legit. He doesn't always have to penetrate. He can knock down the jumper, too.
Webb against Paxson. Pass to Malone. Stolen by Grant. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Pretty good display of strength by Jordan there. Absorbed the contact and still able to nail the shot.
Clark, I know the Bulls are hoping for big things this year after making it all the way to the conference finals a season ago.
You know, I think Chicago proving they can handle teams like these Hawks could be a really good sign for them as they look to become a more dominant and consistent force in this league. We all know about Michael's offensive prowess, okay? But he's incredible defensively as well. He works hard at that end, and that's rare for a star.
Now, here is Tony. Smith outside. 6 on the shot clock. They need this. Atlanta again missing.
Tell you what, guys, you don't see that often. I mean, when he's this open, usually it's lights out. Their scoring has been a problem, been tough to handle.
The Hawks trail by 16. Wilkins passes to Willis. The shot's good on the assist from Wilkins.
How about the grit Willis plays with? I mean, he's a strong physical guy, able to take some contact and still power through it and get the shot in.
Jordan outside. Lets it go with a three. And oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
Right at the buzzer there, finishing the quarter with a big three-point bomb.
Michael Jordan getting it done for the Bulls. He delivered 9 points from three-point range that quarter. Terrific work from distance. We'll return shortly. Welcome back, everyone, to Chicago as the second quarter gets underway. It's been an exciting game so far between the hometown Chicago Bulls and the visiting Atlanta Hawks. And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for the Hawks. Trailing by 17.
For the Bulls, they've got a new coach at the helm this season. With Phil Jackson, this is his first stint as a head coach here in the NBA.
This is how the floor looks for the Hawks starting the second quarter. Dominique Wilkins out there with Antoine Carr. And it's Smith. Then there's Kevin Willis. And it's Tony in at the 2 guard. Here's Jordan. And the Bulls tack on 2 more. Jackson, of course, a former player, a former assistant under Doug Collins in Chicago. And Clark, I hear he's got some interesting ideas when it comes to on-court strategy.
Well, Kevin, you know, he's certainly got some good pieces to test those ideas out with. There's no denying that. But what I think matters most is that the guys seem to relate to him and like him. Chemistry between players and head coaches is critical.
Well, you know, you played a long time, and you know how important that connection can be.
That's a very key deal.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Grant comes in for King, and it's Paxson in for Armstrong. Paxson with the steal.
Well, you got to appreciate how consistent these Atlanta Hawks have been. I mean, season to season, even while going through some roster shakeups, they've been steady.
Let's go to David Aldridge, who has some inside info on the Chicago Bulls.
Hey, Kevin, when you talk to the coaching staff and you say, what's the key to success against the Hawks, they have a one-word answer. Michael. They expect big numbers from Jordan, probably exceeding his average of 35 points from last season. Back to you, Kevin.
Well, that's good stuff there, David. Sometimes, Clark, the answer is that simple, I guess.
Yeah, you don't have to complicate it, especially when you're talking about Jordan, because he does make it really simple. Although he's not a one-man show, his whole team is going to have to still step up.
And they take pride in that, don't they? Helping this very special talent do what they've got to do.
Yeah, they're pros, and they get their checks twice a month, too. You can always count on Jordan to crank it up a little bit here at home and give these Bulls fans a game worth watching.
And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Clark, as we know, last year the Hawks were able to hit 50 wins for the 4th consecutive season.
And, Kevin, I think that speaks to, obviously, the product on the floor, but the quality of their organization, too. I mean, these are players and coaches who just know how to win games.
You've got to appreciate a dunk like that, even if you're wearing an Atlanta jersey. My goodness. You know, looking back at the opening quarter, Clark, Jordan managed to stay ahead of Wilkins in points scored.
Yeah, really good start for him, Kevin, in that regard, but can he keep doing that the entire game?
Right. The shot by Wilkins, no good.
Man, I can't believe he blew that gimme, guys. Well, I know he's frustrated about that.
Got that bucket in no time at all. Jordan's got 33.
Playing well on both ends of the floor, stifling defense and dangerous O. That's a heck of a combo.
Atlanta calls timeout. Livingston's checked in for Kevin Willis. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Paxson against Webb. Can they get it? The putback. It's good on the putback. Clark, how do you think the Bulls have done so far in defending Dominique Wilkins?
I think they've done a solid job, quite honestly. I mean, they've taken away the easy looks for him, and they're making him work for every shot. Kevin, that's really all you want to do against a great scorer like Wilkins.
Yeah, make him work for every bucket. That's a good point. Here's Jordan after Moses Malone score. 5 to shoot, and they double up Jordan. Another 3 for Chicago.
He is certainly a dominant player. Michael Jordan, when he's in the zone, unstoppable.
So far, Michael Jordan has been getting just about Clark everything he wants on the offensive end.
And that's not unexpected, but, you know, that doesn't bode well for the Hawks as Wilkins has been unable to answer Jordan with shots of his own, which I think says a lot about the job the Chicago defense is doing.
I agree. Here's Rivers. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
The Hawks and the Bulls, when you look at the measurables of teams and players, pretty standard for the league, with explosively athletic backcourts and then quite a bit of size down low, too.
And Atlanta has possession after the Bulls pick up 2. Pass to Malone. Over Cartwright, and he can't bank that one in. Now the Bulls with it. What a stretch they've got going here. 17-2. Well, we were talking about size. Both of these teams start a 7-footer at center.
Yeah, you know, Koncak and Cartwright are very imposing at that position, Kevin. And then you get Grant and Malone are paired evenly at 6'10". So, hey, there's no way this game is not going to be physical in the paint.
Yeah, it'll be a battle for sure. Malone, no luck. Jordan against Webb, and they double up Jordan. Paxson passes to Grant, and some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Jordan against Webb, passes it to Paxson. Back to Jordan. Chicago needs to get a shot off. That one falls, coming off of Paxson's feed. Jordan's got 42 in the game, and so it's Atlanta with it. Wilkins kicks to Rivers. Webb up top. Outside Wilkins. Fires the 3, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's the Chicago Bulls going to the break, holding an enormous 36-point lead. Their defense has been terrific in this game. Right back after this break. So welcome back, everyone, to the third quarter of this contest between the Bulls and the Hawks, where Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins have been going at it.
And as this second half gets underway, the defensive ability of the Hawks and Bulls only become more important. You got to limit your opponents down the stretch, and both of these teams have the ability to do that.
Cartwright is out there with Grant. Then it's Pippen. Then it's Jordan. And it's Paxson in at the point guard. That's the group on the floor for Chicago. We were talking about this before, but Clark, some very capable defenders on both sides of the floor.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, the duo of Pippen and Jordan, so effective at wreaking havoc and forcing turnovers. And the Hawks have Doc Rivers, who can hassle ball handlers. He's physical as a backcourt defender, as well as Moses down low to eat that glass and block shots, too.
Yeah, both are fun to watch. We're going over the numbers from the first half. Clark, Jordan was able to top Wilkins in scoring in the first and second quarters combined.
A critical advantage partner that he worked really hard to get. Not all of his hoops were easy ones.
Right, you're right on that. Here's Koncak after the made shot from Michael Jordan. Clock at 6. Wilkins passes to Koncak. Here's Rivers. Pippen knocks it loose.
Pippen putting in the work to get there for the denial. That was really a nice hustle play.
Let's take a second look at that fantastic block.
Boy, he is all over that shot. I mean, had it read the whole way, got himself in the position, and then was able to make the play.
Outside, Jordan. And it's Jordan with the jam.
Jordan's got a lot of flash to his game. A terrific guard, loves getting tricky with his ball handling and creating shots for himself.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far.
These Hawks have a trusted and capable leader steering the ship, and that's Coach Mike Fratello. He won Coach of the Year for his work with this team in the '86 season.
Now here's Paxson. Following the miss by Moses Malone, that shot wide open. Pippen's got 6 points.
Three-point shooting, one of the strengths of Scottie Pippen's game.
Pippen's gone a perfect 2 of 2 from the arc. Offensively, Clark, things have sort of fallen apart for him.
And they need to recover as soon as possible.
Don't let Dominique shoot it.
Here's Wilkins. The Hawks again can't hit. Yeah, an experienced coach who knows his team inside and out. That's Mike Fratello. Clark, do you think that gives the Hawks an advantage?
I think it could, Kevin. I mean, Coach Fratello will have an easier time seeing what his team needs out there and will know what adjustments best suit this squad.
Here's Malone after the Bulls pick up 2. To end the run. Right side Wilkins. Contact. No good that time. Jordan with some nice D. And here's Jordan. He'll bring it up for Chicago. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half.
When you think about Michael Jordan, you think about scoring, putting the ball in the basket. But he does a lot of other stuff out there as well, like moving the ball effectively.
And here's Rivers following the three-pointer by Michael Jordan. And Grant sends it back. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Grant. And the Bulls with some changes. Will Purdue's checked in for Cartwright. King comes in for Horace Grant. And Hodges subbed in for John Paxson. Then for the Hawks, Kevin Willis is checked in for Concac. Carr comes in for Moses Malone. And it's Tony in for Webb. And as it goes out of bounds, Atlanta able to keep the ball here. B.J. Armstrong's checked in for Pippen. And the Hawks making a change here as well. Smith checked in for Rivers. And so it's Atlanta with it. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Wilkins. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. You know, we touched on it. Last year, Michael Jordan Clark was actually 8th in the league in total assists. He was a top 10 assist guy.
It's not something that comes to mind when you think about him, but it's very impressive nonetheless, Kevin. Shows you what kind of leader he is. He knows he's got to get his teammates involved and work well with them for his team to be its best.
Yeah, he's a terrific facilitator.
No doubt.
And here is Wilkins. Following the three-pointer by Michael Jordan. Over Jordan. Puts the fadeaway right on the money. Wilkins has got 4 points in the quarter. Here in the third quarter, the Bulls, Clark, have managed to be pretty effective when it comes to defending Dominique Wilkins.
Yeah, you know, their focus, Kevin, in terms of defending him, I think has really been good. Really good. And I think you can tell it started to frustrate Dominique a bit.
You can. Here's Armstrong. Dominique Wilkins making his last shot there. Armstrong gets the bucket.
And perhaps the coach lit a fire under him at halftime because they have owned this third quarter.
As we get deeper into this game, Clark, it has been all Jordan offensively, as we can see, leaving Dominique well behind him.
You know, I didn't think it would be this one-sided. I mean, Jordan has just been operating at a totally different level, and Dominique has not managed to match that intensity or production.
You're so right. That's good from Carr. And the Hawks making a change here. Livingston's checked in. He hits both from the stripe. 56 seconds left in the third quarter. Armstrong kicks to Jordan. And they double up Jordan. The pass to Armstrong. Back to Jordan. With the drive. And then slammed in by Jordan.
And the high-flying antics of Jordan, simply awesome.
So it's the Hawks now. We've got 33 seconds left to play here in the third. Carr, no good.
An extra pass there would have put them in a much better spot.
Jordan looking it over. And he gets the bucket. Jordan's got 58.
Enjoying this big lead, and right now they look unstoppable on offense.
Now here is Smith. No points in the game yet for him. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. And so it's the Chicago Bulls holding an unbelievable lead as the quarter wraps up. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. We've got more in store for you right after this. Welcome back, everyone. We get into the fourth quarter of this thrilling game between the Atlanta Hawks and the Chicago Bulls. And this crowd is feeling it.
As this game wears on, you have to be so conscious of Michael Jordan. I mean, he's got something of a reputation for being a closer, and that's an understatement. He finds a way to push himself beyond his limits to come up with clutch points when his team needs it most.
On the court right now for the Hawks, Antoine Carr out there with Livingston. Then there's Tony. Then it's Smith, and it's Koncak in at the 5. Here's Smith after the made shot from Michael Jordan. And good that time. Smith's got his first basket. Knowing that Michael Jordan likes to explode down the home stretch offensively, Clark, think the Hawks might increase the defensive pressure on them.
You know, it wouldn't shock me, Kevin, if they did just that. Just make sure somehow, some way, you don't allow him to put together a run.
Count it, good. And Clark, as we come toward the end of this game, winding our way toward the finish line, the Bulls are doing all they can to limit Dominique Wilkins' production.
And it's working. They're making a strong effort to keep Wilkins from getting a lot of shot attempts.
And so it's Atlanta with it after the Bulls pick up 2. 4 on the clock. Smith, the pass to Livingston. Over Jordan. And it's off the back rim, no good. Here's Chicago. And there's the drive. And it's Jordan with the jam.
Pretty artful dribbling display by Jordan there, and it completely baffled the defender.
They need to find a high percentage shot, Clark, to regain some of that confidence.
I think they've gone too long without seeing one go down, and that begins to mess with your psyche.
Now, here is Smith. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. It's Tony on the wing. Back to Smith. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. Livingston can't hit.
You know, something I like about both of these teams, the Bulls and the Hawks, is the experience they have, the range of experience. I mean, you've got younger guys like John Koncak and Horace Grant, and then you've got the seasoned veterans like Moses and Bill Cartwright. It's a really good balance.
Cans it from downtown. Jordan's got 7 now in this quarter.
Three-pointers clearly the difference for them here in the second half.
We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. And it's blocked.
Imposing his will on defense. Purdue's teammates love when he makes hustle plays like that.
Here's Jordan. And the Bulls tack on 2 more. Clark, I've always wondered how valuable you think it is for younger players to get a chance to play alongside more experienced players.
Kevin, I think it's crucial and absolutely vital. Older guys have a way of being able to teach a young star so much about patience and which battles you fight and which ones you let go and how you carry yourself as a pro and all of the nuances of playing in the NBA. Good veterans can help young players set the tone for the rest of their careers.
Oh, that's a great answer.
They can't miss on an absolute tear.
And there's the call on Michael Jordan. That's his first foul. Chicago making a switch here. Kings checked in. Kevin Willis is checked in for Atlanta. Pass to Livingston. Back to Willis. Now Smith. Defended by Jordan. Smith, no good.
Tell you what, you can feel their frustration underneath the surface. It's actually palpable with all these misses.
Michael Jordan again from deep.
catching the defense off guard that time with the pull-up. Jordan too good off the dribble.
The first free throw is good.
A low-key high riser, Kenny the Jet Smith, gets up like very few guards in the league do.
Concax checked in for Atlanta. We've got 1:28 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Jordan with it. For the three. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
It's been a barrage of threes here in this last quarter, pouring it on from deep.
Jordan against Tony. Smith on the wing. Back to Tony. Livingston the pass to Smith. 6 on the shot clock. Tony for 3. And Jordan sends it back.
With defensive prowess and nearly a 7-foot wingspan, it's a lot harder to get a clean look on Jordan than most guys. They've turned it up a notch here during this home stretch.
Here's Atlanta now. Smith surveying the D. Spins. Pass to Livingston. 5 on the clock. Here's Willis. And it's King with the rebound. It's been a one-sided affair for sure.
It is obvious and clear who the better team is.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. To the middle. It's stolen by Willis. Here's Tony. And the Chicago Bulls, Clark, managed to pull out the win here tonight with Michael Jordan delivering a terrific performance to overcome Wilkins and these Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, Kevin, able to beat Dominique's offensive talents once again. Always special, though, to watch these two go at it head-to-head. MJ got the better of Dominique this time.
He did tonight. But looking beyond just the two stars, Clark, as you like to say, this was a team win.
Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, Jordan cleared and made the way, but the rest of the Bulls did a terrific job keeping up with him and putting a lot of pressure on this Hawk squad. Well done by the Bulls.
This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. See you next time.
You think about the most complete basketball player, Michael Jordan was it. That year we won 56, 57, 58 games, something like that. We were really good. If you were going to beat us, you had to do something special. And I knew what we were up against in him. You knew it was going to be a daunting task. You're going to play your best basketball, and he's just not going to have an off game. And you're trying to make sure you manage everyone else, and hopefully he has a few misses here or there. They were struggling, and so Michael, I vividly remember one play, he came off of a screen, and he was really supposed to kick the ball to the corner, But he turned the corner. He went to the basket. And I was like, oh, okay. And he took it upon himself to score. Went to overtime, and he was just unstoppable. And he scored, obviously 69 points. He had almost 20 rebounds. So it was remarkable to watch that and to be a part of that, because we had done everything right. And even defending him, we were getting into him, and he was taking tough shots. He was just making them. Michael Jordan took what they did to the next level because of his explosiveness, his swag, his demeanor, and ultimately his success.
Welcome, everyone, to Richfield, Ohio. It's the home of the Cavaliers. With Coach Mike Fratello and Clark Kellogg and our reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Cleveland hosting Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. It's a key game in the Eastern Conference playoff race. And Mike, this Cavs-Bulls matchup, it's turned into quite a rivalry.
There are many people looking forward to this matchup. Chicago has eliminated Cleveland in each of the last 2 years, both times in a deciding Game 5 of the first round. They know each other so well. No love lost between them.
None at all. And in terms of familiarity, this is the 26th matchup, Clark, between these teams over the last 3 years. That's a lot of battles. And there are no secrets, are there?
None at all, partner. You think the Bulls and Cavs could call each other's plays out. That's how well they know each other. Tonight, I think it comes down to execution at both ends. Of course, Chicago has an X factor and a significant edge when it comes to Michael Jordan.
Now, let's give you the starting fives. For Chicago in the backcourt, John Paxson running the point. And at the 2, it's the former MVP, Michael Jordan. A defensive stopper. Scottie Pippen is the small forward. Horace Grant at the power forward spot. And at center, the big man, 7'1", Bill Cartwright. And introducing the Cleveland starters. Sharp-shooting Mark Price is at the 1. And the defensive specialist, Craig Elo, joins him in the backcourt. The forwards, rookie third-round pick Winston Bennett at 3. With the experienced Larry Nance playing power forward. And finally, the two-time All-Star, Brad Daugherty, is the center.
So far this year, in the first 3 meetings between Chicago and Cleveland, all Bulls wins, Michael Jordan is averaging 44 points per game against the Cavs, shooting 55%. MJ is the last guy Cleveland wants to see.
And it's the Bulls with the ball. After Brad Daugherty's miss, Jordan with the bucket.
And the team-first attitude of Cartwright, wanting to get it to his open guys.
Offensively, Clark, things have sort of fallen apart for him.
And they need to recover as soon as possible.
Price, the pass to Daugherty. And Brad Daugherty with the slam.
Just an incredible dunker.
Clark, he makes it look so effortless.
Smooth and easy.
Oof.
At this point, you aren't surprised by anything he does. He's this talented.
Wow, throwing it down with some real force.
Yeah, big two-handed flush.
2 is better than 1.
The defense knew better than to mess with him on that one.
And Clark, to be fair, Michael Jordan might be the last guy any team in this NBA wants to face.
Well, you won't get any disagreement from me, Kevin. I mean, he's on his way to his 4th straight scoring title, and Jordan is, in fact, the show in the NBA right now, guys.
He is indeed. That falls. Nice feed that time from Scottie Pippen. Jordan's got 8.
Cleveland fans looking nervous as Jordan is finding his groove early on.
Well, Mike, at breakfast we were opening up the papers here in Cleveland, the front page of the sports section, an article about the Cavs' Craig Elo trying to guard Michael Jordan.
You just know Michael read that article like we did.
Well, Michael Jordan on a historic pace. And for more, here's David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. Michael Jordan is well on his way to a 4th straight scoring title. With 14 games left, including tonight, Jordan's averaging more than 33 points per game, giving him a more than 2-point lead over Utah's Karl Malone. The only other player to lead the league 4 straight seasons, the great Wilt Chamberlain. Back to you, Kevin.
That's some good history right there, David. Thank you. MJ is a special player. He's a great scorer. Mike, look at his game. Tell me why.
This might not be the first thing you think of, but his conditioning has a lot to do with it. MJ just never gets tired. He can carry a team.
I've never seen anything like it. The best three-point shooting team in the NBA, Clark, the Cleveland Cavaliers, leading the league at 41%. They also are number 1 in attempts and in three-point shots made.
And you know, Kevin, the injury to Brad Daugherty, I think, forced Cleveland into becoming a more focused team from the three-point line. Guys like Price and Craig Elo, Steve Kerr, all shooting it well. That's Mark Price, for those wondering.
That's right. And this is his first trip to the line tonight. And the Cavaliers making a change here. Williams is checked in. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers.
Coach not pleased with this run at all. I like the timeout right here.
Yeah, they need a minute to catch their breath here because right now the opposition is running all over them.
And here are the Cavaliers now, down by 12.
For the Bulls tonight, it's slim pickings at the guard position. Craig Hodges, Michael Jordan's backup, is out tonight.
So that leaves Michael Jordan, John Paxson, B.J. Armstrong in the backcourt for the Bulls. That's it. Putting even more pressure on Jordan. And my guess is he's going to rise to the challenge like he does most of the time.
The Bulls leading by 12. And 3 from Jordan. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
We've seen Jordan go to work on his three-point shooting, and the improvement very evident here tonight.
Now here's Price. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Daugherty, no luck.
Terrific to see Brad Daugherty in the starting lineup. He has struggled through injuries this year, so glad to see the big fella healthy. Oh, man!
Listen, you either double Jordan now or you're going to pay for it later.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Oh, and they need a basket in the worst way.
I think they're forcing things right now, and it's why their offense looks so pedestrian.
Price looking it over. Shot clock at 6. Drains it from 17 feet out.
While the Cavs have lost every meeting with Chicago this year, Mark Price has been excellent against the Bulls.
He sure has been, Coach, with 16 points, 15 assists in one game. 5 days ago in Chicago, Price had 25 points and 8 assists. The Cavs point guard clearly leading the way for his team.
And the foul called on Michael Jordan. That is his first foul of the game. Kerr's checked in for Cleveland. Chicago also making some changes. King comes in for Horace Grant. And Armstrong subbed in for John Paxson. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. King with the steal. Outside Jordan. And slam dunk by Jordan.
Right from the start, they set the tone and were the more dominant team.
I love how they've looked right from the tip, doing an amazing job building this lead.
Kerr, the pass to Williams. Shoots over King. The Cavaliers with another miss.
Boy, that's got to be terribly frustrating there. I mean, with the defense not hustling and he still misses, boy, he wishes he had that one back. Training threes left and right, making it rain from behind the arc.
Nothing the D is doing has worked, which is why they are going to continue gunning from outside the arc.
Got a hand on it.
A true anchor. Cartwright shows quick reflexes to come away with that block.
And that's it for the first quarter in what's been a very lopsided game. It's Chicago just dominating this one. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. Welcome back, everyone, to Richfield, Ohio, just a bit south of Cleveland, home of the Cavs. Kevin Harlan, Mike Fratello, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge here. We're set for the start of the second quarter between the Cavs and Bulls. It's a big matchup in the Central Division. The Bulls leading by 23.
Opening night for both of these teams in Chicago, Michael Jordan went off for 54 points. An overtime win for the Bulls.
The headline of the Cleveland Sports page, mission impossible. Elo to try to ground Air Jordan. For more, let's go to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, you can bet that Michael Jordan read that as well. He's quoted in the article as saying, Craig Elo is a very good defender, and I accept him as a challenge. Now, the backstory, of course, is that Elo was a minor league player just 3 years ago. Now, he signed a new contract here in Cleveland, and his defense was a big reason why, but you know Jordan's going to bring something extra tonight. Kevin?
He always does. David, thank you for that. Mike, the Cavs coaches probably wish they ran that story on another day.
I mean, did they have to run that article today? Let's be clear here. As good as Elo is, no one is stopping Michael Jordan when he's on. Sorry, Craig.
So for Chicago right now, King is out there with Pippen. Then there's Cartwright. Then it's B.J. Armstrong. And it's Jordan in at the 2 spot. And Clark, that 54-point outburst for Michael, a season high for the all-world guard.
Kevin seems like he just has the Cavs number. I mean, he also had those 41 points 5 days ago against Cleveland. MJ slept real well last night in anticipation of this one.
He must have. But boy, he gets ready to play him, doesn't he?
Yep.
An excellent job by the Bulls, Clark, so far on defense. They have limited the Cavs' three-point shooting game.
With Jordan and Pippen defending the perimeter, hard to get good looks. The Bulls are not an easy team to knock down threes on.
Not at all. Williams' shot is off. Now the Bulls with it. They're on a 10-2 run here.
Now that's how you capitalize on the fast break chance.
Yeah, points can be hard to come by in this league, so you'll welcome any chance at an easy bucket.
And here are the Cavaliers now. Pass to Williams. It's that one to fall after missing his first 2. 1 for 3 from the field.
You have to like any chance that close to the hoop.
And they double up Jordan. Michael Jordan on the wing. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
You've got to wonder, they're doubling Jordan on defense, and Jordan is still outsmarting them. Now what?
The Cavs shocking the NBA with a huge trade back in November, trading their leading scorer, one of the best 2 guards in the league, Ron Harper, and a first-round pick to the Clippers, and got 2 young players back. Well, there's a reason it was way off. He got fouled.
Yeah, easy whistle.
Mike, for the Cavs, the trade has been a catastrophe so far.
You lose Harper, who was averaging 22 a game. The 2 players you get back, one has already been cut. The other, playing pro ball in Italy. So you don't replace Harper's production at all.
Not at all. Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Brown, he's checked in for Williams. Bennett comes in for Nance. And it's Price in for Steve Kerr. Lets it fly from 18. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
The first-year head coach of the Bulls, 44-year-old Phil Jackson, the last 2 seasons, Jackson was an assistant under former Bulls coach Doug Collins. And while Jackson was a head coach in Puerto Rico, this is Phil's first NBA head coaching job.
Doherty with the screen on Armstrong. Price dishes to Doherty. There's the feed to Brown. Clock at 2. Here's Elo. Once again off the mark by Cleveland. And Bulls coach Phil Jackson, a great player back in the day, you may recall, Clark, with the New York Knicks.
Yeah, he was on championship teams in 1970 and 73 with the Knicks. And he's a player's coach. He's known to be laid back, but it'll be interesting to see if he can take this Bulls team to the next level.
My guess is he can. What do you think?
I would agree.
And he could have gone straight up with it. But by fading away, this gave him more separation and allowed him security to drain it.
It's Jordan with the drive. Michael Jordan has had such great success, Mike, against this Cleveland franchise, hasn't he?
The shot last year on this floor, 54 points opening night in Chicago. MJ loves playing the Cavs.
He does indeed. Doherty with the screen on Armstrong. Here's Price. It's tipped. And now here's Jordan pushing it up and no one back there. There's the pass to Grant. Jordan down low. Elo covering. And there's Michael Jordan, the assist by Grant.
Hey, it's as plain as pound cake. Keep it simple. They want to see how big this league can get.
No such thing as running up the score at this level.
Price outside. He feeds it to Elo. And Jordan sends it back. Driving the... Oh, that was a sensational dunk. Woo!
Man, oh, man. Making a statement big time. My goodness.
Showstopper for sure.
Had the hang time and knew what to do with it.
Sent away. And so it's the Chicago Bulls with a major 39-point lead here at the end of the quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And we'll be right back after this. All right, here we go. The second half start from Northeast Ohio with Mike Fratello, Clark Kellogg, and D.A. This is Kevin Harlan. It's the Cavs and Bulls, a huge game in the Eastern Conference playoff picture.
It is great to see Brad Daugherty out there. Earlier in the season, Brad had ankle surgery, and he still isn't up to 100%. If Cleveland wants to make the playoffs, they need Daugherty healthy.
They've got Daugherty. Bennett is out there with Nance. Then there's Elo. And it's Price in at the 1. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. Great positioning on the putback.
Good hustle that time by Nance to rescue the play, getting in there for the board, and then putting it back with no hesitation.
And here's Jordan outside. That one falls, coming off of Paxson's feed. Paxson's got 3 assists now in this one. And so Price will bring it up for the Cavaliers. And the great Brad Daugherty, an all-star the previous 2 seasons for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, he's the #1 overall pick back in 1986, and he certainly has lived up to the billing of being a franchise center. He's a double-double machine, highly efficient, very skilled, and still working his way back to that all-star level.
Clark, you were a double-double machine, about 19 points a game, and just a hair under 10 rebounds a game.
Yeah, I found my way into that category the short time that I played, Kevin.
Thus far, another monster game for Michael Jordan against Cleveland. You know, Mike, he just owns the Cavaliers, doesn't he?
Well, the newspaper editor didn't do Cleveland any favors by running that article. Jordan making a point tonight, no one can guard me.
Very clear. Oh, glad we got a chance to check out that fantastic drive one more time.
Big time drive and finish. Showing a little artistry on that take. I could watch moves like that all day.
Price outside. Oh, Nance in position. And here we go. Fast break. Jordan's got it. Michael Jordan rising to career levels for the first time since 1987. 61 points. And looking at Cleveland's three-point numbers, Clark, they're down compared to what they normally do.
Well, you know, it was a point of emphasis and focus for Phil Jackson and his staff. I mean, the Cavs' offense is simple.
That ties it. Michael Jordan has equaled his career high. 63 points. An enormous effort tonight.
Hey, D up on Mark.
Pass to Nance. Kicks to Elo. Price outside. Daugherty with the screen on Paxson. Price, the pass to Nance. And the jam by Larry Nance.
Yeah, Mark Price, a superb passer. Excellent at finding teammates when they're wide open.
And they double up Jordan. Grant finds Jordan. Jordan continues to elevate his personal best. Now 66 points in the game.
Michael Jordan won the MVP in 1988, finished second in voting last year to Magic Johnson. I think he's in the conversation again. MJ leads the league in scoring. The Bulls with the second best record in the East.
Here he goes. Michael Jordan has stacked up 68 points.
And perhaps the coach lit a fire under them at halftime because they have owned this third quarter.
And it's important for them to keep it going. Can't show any signs of slowing down.
A big group substitution here for Cleveland. Rollins checked in for Daugherty. Williams comes in for Larry Nance. Brown is checked in for Bennett. And Kerr's subbed in for Elo. And the Bulls will go for a different look here. Purdue is checked in for Cartwright. King comes in for Horace Grant. Davis is checked in for Pippen. And B.J. Armstrong has subbed in for Paxson. 6 to shoot. Here's Price. And he hits the jumper. Well, he's been waiting for that for a while. Hey, Clark, in the MVP race, it feels like it's Magic Johnson against Michael Jordan. What do you think?
I agree, and you take a look at Magic. He's your pick if passing is what you favor. Over 11 assists per game. Johnson's Lakers have the NBA's best record as well, 51-17. MJ clearly has the scoring edge, 33 points a game. Plus, he's a first-team all-defense guy. I think it's another hard choice for the voters.
Well, you and I vote it is going to be difficult.
Hard, no question.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. So, Mike Fratello, this Cavs-Bulls matchup, it has really turned into a terrific rivalry.
Well, the Bulls keep knocking the Cavs out in the playoffs. Division rivals play each other 6 times during the regular season, so they see each other a ton.
Very good point. Here's Jordan. Makes it off the glass.
The big man, Purdue, possesses a good feel for when to give it up.
Kerr against Armstrong. Passes it to Williams. Brown outside. Pass to Kerr. Just 5 on the clock. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. Here's Williams. It's hauled in by Purdue. And here are the Bulls now. Jordan down low. Working on Price. Up top, Purdue. Got a piece of it. Taken away by Williams. And here's Kerr for 3. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And so it's Chicago, able to put on a show for the ages. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. We come back right after this. All right, we've made it to the 4th quarter. Kevin, Mike, Clark, and D.A. with you. Yet another matchup between the Cavs and the Bulls. These two know each other so well.
Well, when you talk about Craig Elo, what a story this guy is. Was cut from the NBA, playing in a minor professional league, got a 10-day contract with Cleveland 3 years ago to replace Mark Price, who had appendicitis. Elo has stuck since then in the league.
So with Pippen sitting on the bench, this is Phil Jackson's lineup. Purdue is out there with King. Then there's Davis. Then there's Paxson. And it's Jordan in a shooting guard.
Well, they have been raining threes here in the second half.
And when a team is locked in like this from outside, they become hard to beat.
And for Elo, making it in the NBA, Clark, he just got rewarded.
And really cool to see. I mean, recently signing a new big contract. He's a fantastic three-point shooter, and he's one of the better defenders at the 2-guard spot in the league. And he's got a really good work ethic and sets a great example for his teammates.
Well said. Clark, the Bulls have done a great job against the Cavs' three-point shooting game. Nice D from Chicago.
Well, I think it starts with Michael Jordan. I mean, he's a former Defensive Player of the Year. Plus, you had Scottie Pippen, excellent defensively in his own right. And that duo can turn your water off with their perimeter defense.
Yes, they can. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. Down low. Shot by Bennett, no good. Chicago with the ball. Here in the 4th quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets.
Playing well on both ends of the floor, stifling defense and dangerous O. That's a heck of a combo.
That's what has built this lead.
They want to break this scoring drought, Mike.
Well, they've had a lid over the basket for a while now.
Indeed.